Hey everybody, in the next couple of videos on this channel, I'm going to be covering all the most important React hooks. Let's start off with the first one, which is the UseState hook. UseState is a hook that adds state to functional components. It returns an array with two elements. The first one is the state variable, and this variable simply holds the current state value. And the second element is the state updater function, which is the function that allows you to update the state. In this example, you can see that we are using the UseState hook, and we are destructuring the return value by saving the state variable to display and the state update function to set display. In addition, you can see that we're passing in the value of true into the hook, and that simply assigns a default value to the display. Below that, we have a return function within which we have some JSX code. And remember not to confuse JSX code with HTML code. Although they sometimes look similar, they're quite different. So in this case, we have JSX code, and within that JSX code, we have these curly brackets within which we have a JavaScript expression. And what this JavaScript expression does is quite simple. So whenever display is set to true, this paragraph is shown, and when it's set to false, it's not. And in order to toggle the value of display between true and false, we have a button that has an on-click event listener. So whenever we click on this button, this anonymous function is triggered, which sets the display value to the opposite of its value. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that when we look at this in the browser, whenever we click on the toggle button, you can see the paragraph appearing and disappearing. The next thing that you should know about UseState is that whenever the state variable changes its value, a re-render of the user interface is triggered. To demonstrate that, I'm going to change the JavaScript expression within the curly brackets over here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to display the string value of the display variable. If we now take a look at this within the browser, you'll notice that whenever I hit the toggle button, the value flips between true and false. And the reason why we see this value change between true and false in the user interface is quite simply because we are updating the state variable, and each update is triggering a re-render of the user interface.